So what we're going to be building in this tutorial is a basic NFT drop application. So right over here, this is what we're going to be building. We have a connect wallet button and everything where a user can connect their Web3 wallet. We have details of our NFT contract being shown here. So we have metadata from the contract, the title, the description of our contract. We also have the total supply here that has been claimed. So we have a total supply in our collection of 100 and 2 out of 100 have been claimed already. And then we have an option here where we can select the amount of NFTs that we want to claim, and we can then claim the NFT. You can see right here, I can't claim it because I need to have a wallet connected. So we'll connect a MetaMask wallet here. Once I have my MetaMask wallet connected, you can see I can now hit the claim button. I can select the amount of NFTs I want to claim. And you can see here, the price actually updates according to the amount that I have selected. So let's just claim 3 NFTs here. We'll hit claim. This is going to bring up a transaction here in my MetaMask. You can see here, I'm going to be spending 0.03 Sepolia ETH. Each NFT costs 0.01 in this case. You can see here, I'm going to be receiving token IDs 2, 3, and 4 from this NFT collection. That's my gas and everything I need to pay, and then we can hit confirm. So what this is going to do is mint the NFTs. I should get an alert here once the NFTs have been minted. There we go, NFTs have been claimed, and there you go, now 5 out of 100 NFTs have been claimed. And of course we can continue claiming NFTs if we choose to do so, or we can just put in the amount that we want to claim here and we can claim those NFTs. Hey everyone, Sean Watase here, back with another video. And in today's video tutorial, again, we're going to be building our very own NFT claiming application. We're going to cover many things in this video, from actually deploying our very own NFT smart contract to building out the front-end application to allow users to connect their wallet and claim those NFTs. An overview of what we're going to be covering: we'll first deploy our very own ERC-721 NFT smart contract. We'll go over some of the information like how to deploy the contract, how to set up your NFT metadata, what an ERC-721 token is, and we'll get all of that prepared for building out our NFT claim. Then we'll jump in, build our very own front-end application for our NFT claim. We'll be using thirdweb's Connect SDK, and we'll be building out the NFT claim app like you saw in the beginning of the video. With all of that being said, let's jump on the computer here and let's deploy our NFT smart contract first. So on the thirdweb dashboard here, I have my wallet and everything connected. I'm going to head over to the contracts tab here at the top, and I'm going to hit this blue deploy contract button. Now we're going to deploy ourselves an NFT smart contract, and you can see some of the popular contracts up here, but we're just going to come down to this NFTs section here, and we're going to hit view all. There are a few different NFT smart contracts, pre-built smart contracts that we have here at thirdweb, and we're going to quickly kind of go over some of the few different ones, go over why we're going to select the NFT smart contract that we are selecting. So you can see here there are quite a few different NFT smart contracts, and this is again because there are different standards of NFT smart contracts that you can create for your NFT collection. Now, the one that we're going to be using is actually the first one up here, and that's an NFT drop smart contract. And what an NFT drop smart contract is, it's an ERC-721 smart contract, but the drop means that it has a claimable functionality and feature to the smart contract. This means that we can set up claim conditions like charge someone for an NFT, create an allow list to only allow certain people to be able to claim the NFT, and we can set up, again, those different conditions to be able to claim and mint an NFT from that smart contract. There are a few different other ERC-721 smart contracts like the Open Edition and NFT collection. I'm not going to go into too much detail on those, but Open Edition, you can basically not have a supply cap. All the NFTs are ERC-721 tokens, and they all share the same metadata. Then you have the NFT collection here. This is going to be for when you want to be able to mint the things directly to the collection. There's no claimable feature allowing someone else to claim the NFT, but you can set permissions to wallet addresses to be able to create and mint new NFTs on the collection. And then we have some other NFT contracts here that are ERC-1155 NFT tokens. Those are considered semi-fungible tokens. And the difference between ERC-721 and ERC-1155 is that ERC-721, each token is going to be their own unique token, and each token can only have one owner. ERC-1155s is each token is unique, but each token can have multiple owners of that token. So The way you can look at it is ERC-721s are great if you want to have a one-of-one type of NFT, and ERC-1155s are great if you want to have a NFT but have multiple owners of it. Maybe it's an art piece and it's not a one-of-one art piece, but you want anyone to be able to own this art piece if they pay for it. That's kind of what an ERC-1155 is. So without going into too much detail about these different NFT standards, if you do want to learn a little bit more, we'll drop some links and everything down in the description below where you can dive in deeper as we explain what those different token standards are. But we're going to be deploying an NFT drop in this video tutorial here. So you can see here, this is going to be an ERC-721A standard contract. We're going to hit deploy now, and I'm going to just name this here. We'll just call this our NFT drop contract. We'll give it a symbol. We'll just call it NFT. I'll get an image here to add to our contract. So an image there, and then I'll just add a description as well so we can display this within our application. I'll just say this is an NFT smart contract for a YouTube tutorial. And then at the very bottom here, we can select the network or chain we want to deploy to. For my case, I'm going to use the Sepolia testnet, but we support any EVM compatible blockchain. So you can just search the chain ID, search the network name. We support mainnets, testnets, whatever blockchain you want to deploy to, you can just search it right over here. But again, we'll be using the Sepolia testnet for this video, and I'm going to select deploy now. We'll be prompted with a transaction here we need to confirm. This is to deploy our smart contract, so I'll hit the confirm there. Next, we'll have a signature request here. This is to add it to our thirdweb dashboard, so we'll sign that request. And there you go. We have successfully deployed our ERC-721 smart contract. Now, there's a few more things that we have to do in order to prepare our contract and make sure that everything's ready for people to actually mint and claim NFTs from it. We have a contract checklist here that you can follow. So we already did step 1, which was to deploy the actual contract. The next step here is to upload our NFTs. So it says head over to the NFT tab to upload our NFT metadata. So on the left-hand side here on the navigation under extensions, we can go to the NFTs tab. And right now we don't have any NFTs prepared or any metadata for our NFTs prepared here on our smart contract. Now over here, you see a few different options. We can claim, which we won't be able to do because we don't have any NFTs. Or we can single upload or batch upload NFT metadata to our smart contract. Now, if we hit single upload, we can manually enter all of the NFT metadata here. And this is going to be, again, for a single NFT. So we can select the name, the image, the description, property, traits, all that we can add here. And this will generate the metadata of the NFT for us. And then it will lazy mint it to our smart contract, allowing someone to then claim the NFT. The other option here is to batch upload, and you can see here that we can batch upload NFTs, and we can do this. Here there are some example files in order to create your NFT metadata. We have example CSV and example JSON files that you can use as templates, and ideally what a batch upload allows you to do is, like it says, you can batch upload instead of doing each one individually, each NFT individually. You can get the metadata for all the NFTs in your collection and just upload all of them right over here. Now, what does a metadata look like, and what is this metadata that we're talking about? So right over here, I have some files, and what a metadata is, or essentially what an NFT is, it's a token that we create online. Now, normally NFTs are associated with some form of media, whether it's an image, a video, a 3D object. Really though, what an NFT is, it's a connection to this piece of metadata. So this metadata is connected to the token, and what this metadata contains is all that information from the name of the NFT to the image that is associated to the NFT to any traits or attributes that are also associated to that NFT. And right over here, I have a example JSON file of one of the NFT metadatas that we're going to be using. And you can see here, this metadata file is again what is connected to our NFT or our token on chain. And this is what points the NFT to its name, the image or media file that is associated with this NFT, the description, the attributes of the NFT, if there are any. And really, this is what, again, is the NFT. Now, when we look at the NFT, it points to this image here, which in this case is an IPFS hash to an image that is uploaded onto IPFS. So whenever we view this NFT, it's referencing this image right over here as the image that is shown with the NFT. along with the name and description, and again, attributes. So this is really what we're going to be doing and using to create these NFTs. Now, I do have a bunch of these metadatas set up. Again, you can download the CSV or JSON file templates and create your own metadata for your NFTs. I'm just going to be dropping in 100 of these into the batch upload to upload those NFTs. So right over here, I'm just going to select 100 of the NFT metadatas here, and we'll drag that into here. And you'll see here that we have our token ID, the image that is associated to that NFT. All of this is, again, being grabbed from the metadata itself. We have the name, the description, and then the attributes associated to that NFT. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here and hit next. And in here, this is where we can choose whether we want to reveal upon mint, or we can do something called a delayed reveal. Now, reveal upon mint means that when someone claims or mints the NFT, they will know exactly what NFT they are getting. They'll see everything from the name. They'll see basically the metadata that we set up in the step before this. They'll know exactly what the NFT looks like, the name of the NFT, the attributes of their NFT. All of that will be revealed to them upon them minting and claiming the NFT. Or we have something called a delayed reveal, which you may be familiar with if you ever minted or claimed other NFT collections before. What a delayed reveal does is we set the metadata of the NFTs to a single piece of metadata. So everyone's NFT is going to have the same metadata. We set that individual metadata up right over here. And when we choose to reveal the NFTs, what we'll do is change all of the metadata on the NFTs to their corresponding metadatas that we uploaded in the previous step. So to kind of showcase this, we're going to do a delayed reveal here. Now we need to create a password here. This password is going to be used to confirm the reveal when we do actually execute the reveal here. So I'm just going to make a very easy password here. We have to put in the placeholder image that we want for our NFT. Basically, all of this that we're filling out here is the metadata that every NFT is going to share until we reveal the NFT. So we'll just say here that this is a placeholder, and then you can add a description and everything as well if you wanted to. And right over here, we're going to say upload 100 NFTs. So what this is going to do is, again, it's going to upload all 100 NFTs with this shared metadata here. When we reveal the NFTs, it'll switch everything over to the NFT metadatas associated to the token that we did in the previous step. So I'm going to hit right here, upload 100 NFTs. We are then going to confirm this transaction here. And it is going to upload and lazy mint all of our 100 NFTs that we have uploaded here. Awesome. Once that has been successfully done, you can see here that we have a total supply of 100 NFTs. And all the NFTs, again, are the same NFT because we are not revealing the metadata of the NFTs until later. You'll see a new button here that appears that says reveal NFTs, and we'll use this for when we want to actually reveal the NFTs and update that metadata to the NFT metadata that we previously uploaded before setting this up. Now that does it for setting up the NFTs. The last thing we need to do to set up on this contract is something called the claim condition. Again, you can come back to the overview page here. You have your checklist here. Next thing we need to do is set the claim condition. We just need to head over to the claim conditions tab to set that up. So again, coming to the left-hand navigation here, we're going to come to the claim conditions tab. And this is where we can set different claim conditions. Now, if you hit add phase here, there are a few different phases or claim conditions that you can set up for your NFT project. Now, I'm going to briefly go over each one real quick. So the first one here, and you can also go hover over the information tab and it will tell you what that specific type of claim condition is. Only owner, this basically allows only the deployer or the owner of this smart contract to claim or mint NFTs. So if you deployed a smart contract for an NFT collection or project, and maybe you want to initially mint a handful of the NFTs for your use to distribute yourself, or you just want to be able to mint some directly to your own wallet, You can set up only owner, and only you, the deployer of the contract, will be able to claim and mint NFTs during that phase. Allow list, this is where you can create and provide a list of wallet addresses, and only if your wallet address exists within that list will you be able to claim an NFT. So if you have a allow list of wallets that you qualified or verified beforehand, and you only want those wallets to be able to claim NFTs within a certain amount of time, you can set up an allow list, provide it with the list of wallet addresses that are allowed to claim during that time, and only again those wallet addresses will be able to. I'm going to skip to a public and then come back to the public with allow list. Public, this is going to be an open claim condition. This means that anyone with any wallet will be able to claim an NFT, and you can set up other conditions like how many NFTs can a wallet claim. So maybe you say only wallet can claim 3 NFTs. You can limit those conditions. You can put a price and everything on how much NFTs will cost in order to claim it. Again, this is going to be open for anyone. Then coming back to this final claim condition here, this is a public with allow list. So you will be able to create 2 different conditions here within the same phase. So a public claim phase, this means that again any wallet will be able to claim during this time period, but you can also add an allow list, and that allow list can have special requirements or criteria. So let's just say maybe public, it cost 0.01 ETH for the NFT, anyone can claim it. But if you're on the allow list, maybe you can claim it for 0.005 ETH. So you can create special conditions for certain wallets while also allowing the collection to be claimed and open to the public. So those are the different claim conditions here. For this tutorial and example, we're just going to make it real easy. We're going to go with the public, and we can fill this out here. So we can say the name, when it will start. So you can actually set up all your claim phases and have their specific start times, and it will automatically switch the claim phase when that time comes. We'll also put in here how many NFTs will be in this drop. We can say 100 because we're going to have 100 NFTs. And then we're going to just charge 0.01 for this tutorial and for this example. And I'm going to leave it as unlimited here so we can just claim as much NFTs as we need in this tutorial. But you can also set how many NFTs can be claimed per wallet. So you can say, hey, one wallet is only allowed to mint 2, 3, however much NFTs you want. Then you can switch that over there. So once you have that set, we're going to hit save phase, and we're going to confirm this and save it. There we go. Now we have our claim condition saved. We have our NFTs lazy minted and prepared on our smart contract. This ERC-721 NFT smart contract is ready to be used, and we can now build out a front-end application to, again, be able to have users connect a wallet and claim this NFT. So I'm going to open up my terminal here, and we're going to create a new project with thirdweb. I'm going to run npx thirdweb create app. Here we'll be able to name our project. I'll just call this our NFT project. Then we can select the framework we want to use. So we support Next.js or Vite here. I'm just going to use Next.js for this. And what this is going to do is set us up a new Next.js project and already install the thirdweb Connect SDK. And the only thing that we have left to do to set up and configure our project to work with thirdweb's Connect SDK is to add our API key. So once that is done, we'll change into our project here. We'll say NFT project. Open this up in our code editor. In our code editor, like I said, we just need to set up our thirdweb API key. So in our .env.example file here, you're going to see our next public template client ID. That's what we need to provide. In our source folder, in our app folder here, we already have a client.ts file that sets up our thirdweb client here. It's getting our API key or our client ID from our .env file. So that's what we need to provide right now. So coming again back to that .env.example file, I'm going to come back to our thirdweb dashboard here. I'm going to open up our settings, and this is going to open up our API keys here, and you can create a new API key if you don't already have one. If you want to learn a little bit more about API keys and how to create and set up a new thirdweb project, we'll drop some links down in the description below where you can watch in more detail what our API keys are, the services and everything you can enable, and you can learn a little bit more about it. I already have one created here though, so I'm just going to copy my client ID here, come back to my code editor, paste that in for our environment variable. I'm going to right click on this .env file, rename it, and get rid of the .example here. And then that's all we need to do to set up our project using thirdweb's Connect SDK. So what I'm going to do here is just open up my terminal within my code editor and run yarn dev to run this locally. And this should open up our project with some boilerplate code from thirdweb here. So there you go. We have our thirdweb SDK with Next.js. We have a connect wallet button and everything here. And we are ready to now start building our NFT claim application. So I'm going to come back to my code editor here. Let's just drop this terminal. I'm going to come into my sources folder in the app folder here, and I'm going to come to the page.tsx file. And we have our boilerplate code right over here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some stuff here. I'm going to get rid of the thirdweb resources and everything below this header function. I'm just going to get rid of. We no longer need that. And I'm going to edit some of this right over here. So I'm just going to change the title here, and we'll just change this to say our NFT claim app. And we don't need this README at the bottom. So I'm just going to have the image here along with our h1 header for our header function. And then I'm just going to change the styling of this header here to just have a flex row, and then to center our items. So if I come back to our app here really quick, you can see there we go. We just have our header, and then we have our title right over there. So now that we have our title in here set, let's add and configure our connect button. So I'm going to come back up here, and I'm just going to edit some of this styling here. So again, we're just going to edit some of the styling here. So now that we have our connect button and everything set up here, we'll just get rid of the app metadata here for now. We have our header here. Let's start displaying some of our NFT contract metadata. So if we look at our example here again, we want to display things like the image, the title or name of our contract, the description of our contract, claimed NFTs, and we want to be able to display the information based on the NFT smart contract that we're using. So coming back to our code editor here, let's get that information. The first thing we're going to need to do is define the chain that we're interacting with, and we can use that and we can get that by using the define chain from thirdweb. So we're going to create a variable here. We're going to call it chain, and we're going to use the define chain here, and we need to provide it with our chain that we are using. Now, you can do this a few different ways. You can just provide it with your chain ID if you know the chain ID of your chain, or we can provide it with some predefined chains. With thirdweb, we do have some predefined chains. We'll link that down in the description below to the documentations of the list of chains that we have predefined. But we have Sepolia here, and we're going to import the Sepolia from thirdweb/chains. And there we go. We now have our chains variable set up with our Sepolia chain. So we can also, in our connect button, you can add things like the chain here, and that way we default the chain that the user has to connect to the chain that we define up here. Next thing we need to do is get the contract that we're going to be interacting with. So I'm going to create a variable here called contract, and we're going to use get contract from thirdweb. And what get contract is, it's going to create a wrapper for our contract that we can use, and we can start interacting with that contract from reading data from it to writing and executing functions. So right over here, we just need to provide it with our client, which is going to be our client from our client.ts file. We need to provide it the chain, which is going to be the chain that we just defined up here. And then we need to provide it the address, which is going to be our contract address. So we'll come back here to our contract that we deployed earlier. We'll copy the contract address, come back right over here, and then we can paste that. And there you go. We now have a wrapper around our contract stored in this contract variable. Now that we have our contract, we can start pulling that data from our contract. Again, this is going to be like the metadata from the image, the title, description. We'll also get like the claim supply, the total supply, and we'll be able to get all this information using the use read contract hook from thirdweb, which allows us to execute read functions from a specified smart contract, along with extensions, which are pre-built functions within the Connect SDK that allow us to easily interact with thirdweb pre-built smart contracts. So we're going to create a variable here really quick. Now, again, we're going to be using the use read contract hook from thirdweb. So use read contract hook, And the use read contract hook is going to return us back some data. And for this first one, we're going to just rename this our contract metadata. And for the use read contract hook here, we can provide it with the extension that we want to call on our contract. Now, if we look at the thirdweb documentation here, and we come to our TypeScript SDK, we can look at extensions here, and we have some built-in extensions. And if we come down to the React section here, and we go to our functions here, and then we go to extensions, we can look at our extensions for an ERC-721 smart contract. And right over here, actually, we're going to be using some of the common extensions first. This is going to get us our contract metadata. It's under common because this can be used across multiple standards of smart contracts. We're going to use the get contract metadata, and this is going to right here retrieve us the contract metadata, including things like the name and symbol of the contract. So what we need to do here in this use read contract hook is get our contract metadata, and we can then import that get contract metadata from the thirdweb /extensions/common. And what get contract metadata is going to need is just the contract that we are getting the metadata for, which in this case is going to be the contract that we got right up here. So that is going to get us back our contract metadata. That includes the things like the image, the title, and the description of our NFTs. We're also going to need a few more things. One is going to be the claim supply. So if we look at our demo application here again, we want how much NFTs have been claimed. We also want the total supply of NFTs here, which is 100. So we can get that from our smart contract as well. I'm just going to copy this. It's very similar. So this one, we're going to call this our claim supply. It's going to use our use read contract hook again, but we're going to call the get total claim supply. Now we have to import this from a different extension. This is going to be from our ERC-721 extensions. And again, we just provide it with our contract, and it'll provide us back with how much NFTs have been claimed. Copy that one more time. This one is going to be our total NFT supply. And this is going to use the next token ID to mint here. And what this is going to do is provide us what the next token ID to mint is going to be. We might be wondering why this is going to give us back 100. So when we look at our contract here, this, if we go back to our NFTs tab, we have NFTs here. Now these NFTs are already lazy minted to our smart contract. This means that the next token ID to be minted is not one of these NFTs, but the token ID 100, which would be NFT 101. So that is what the next token ID to be minted. Minted talking about to be actually minted to the contract. We already have 100 NFTs lazy minted and prepared to be claimed. So that's why the next token ID minted provides us with the actual total supply of lazy minted NFTs that we have on our contract. And then finally here, we're going to get our claim condition. And this is so we can get information for the current claim condition that we have set. And this includes things like the price of our NFT. And we're going to be using the get active claim condition hook. So again, these are going to be the pieces of data, the contract metadata to display things like our NFT image, name, and description. We have the claim supply and total supply here, so we can show how much NFTs have been claimed. And then we have the claim condition here, so we can get things like the price that we're charging users for the NFT. And then finally here, before we start actually building the UI of our claim app, we're going to create a function here. We're going to call this our get price function. And this get price function is going to take the quantity of the amount of NFTs that the person wants to claim. So we'll say quantity number, and we're going to create a variable here called total. So this is going to be what the total cost is going to be. And this is going to equal the quantity times the price of the NFT. Now we have to parse int because we get the price from our claim condition, but it's given to us in a big int. So we'll make sure we parse int to turn it into a number, to convert it to a number. So we'll say claim condition dot price per token dot toString, and that is going to give us the price per token. So that's taking the price from our claim condition, depending on what claim condition we're in, multiplying that by the quantity that the user is claiming, and then we're going to return here, and we're going to return this as and we're going to make sure that we return this as a ether value. So we're going to use the 2 ether here from thirdweb, but we need to provide this as a big number, or a big int. So we have to say big int, and we're going to take our total here, and there we go. So this is going to return us the value of the price that we're going to then display to our user so they know how much they're going to be paying for the NFT. So now that we have all the data that we need to display and we have our function here to display the correct price, let's build out our application here. I'm going to just take the connect button here out of this div, just place it right below our header. I'm going to remove this div right over here. And after we move that, we're going to come up to the top here, and we're going to add here use client, and we'll come back to view our application here. And we should see our NFT claim with a connect wallet button. So we can connect something like a MetaMask wallet. And again, we'll be able to see the wallet information of the wallet that we just connected. So let's now build out and display some of the information of our NFT smart contract. Under my connect button here, I'm just going to create a div. We're going to give this here a class name. When you do create a project using thirdweb CLI, and you create a Next.js project, it does have Tailwind CSS also added in as well. So we're going to be using that here. So we're going to just say here flex, then we'll say flex column, and we're going to say items center with a margin top of 4. And within this div, we're going to check if our contract metadata is ready. And so what we can do is back up here where we're getting our contract metadata. We can also get returned the loading state of this hook here, and we'll just say is contract metadata loading. And down here, if it is loading, then we're going to display just some loading text, and if it is not loading, then we can display the contract metadata. So here we'll just say loading, and once it has loaded, we can then display things like our NFT image, title, and description. So we can display the NFT image first, and we can use a UI component from thirdweb here called the media renderer. And the media renderer is going to take the IPFS hash of the source that we provided and be able to render out the image for us. So we need to provide this here with our client first, and then we provide it with the source, which is going to be our contract metadata dot image. And then we can give it a class name here, and we can just give it some rounded edges. So we'll say rounded, and we'll say XL. So we'll come back to our app here. There you go. It's loading our contract metadata, and now it shows our NFT image or the contract image that we set. Next, let's get the name or title of our NFT. So we'll just give it a h2 tag here. We'll give this a class name here of text. We'll say is 2XL. We'll say the font is going to be semi-bold, and the margin top is going to have 4. Here we can then give it the contract metadata name, and then below that we'll give it some paragraph tags here, give it the class name here of text large and margin top of 2, and we can give it the contract metadata description. So coming back to our app here, now we have the name of the contract when we deployed it, and along with the description that we provided it. Next thing we want to do is show the claim amount of NFTs. So how many NFTs have been claimed out of the total supply. So to display the current supply and how much have been claimed, we can do something very similar to how we got the contract metadata. We'll just add is loading here, and we'll just say is claimed supply loading. We'll do the same thing here for our total supply. So let's say is total supply loading. And then over here down below our is contract metadata, where we get our contract metadata, we'll check is claim supply loading, or if total supply is loading, we'll show some loading text here. We'll just say loading. But once we have those two pieces of information, we're going to display the total supply here. So we'll give this paragraph tag a class name here. We'll say text large margin top of 2, and then font will be bold. And then what this is going to show is going to be our total NFT supply, and that's going to equal our claimed supply dot toString slash the total NFT supply dot toString. So coming back to our app here, you can see here total NFT supply. Currently right now it's 0 out of 100 because we haven't claimed any NFTs yet. But as we claim NFTs, this number here up front should update as we start to claim them. But then the last thing we need to do here is just add a claim button, and we'll have that claim button, if we come to our demo here, show the price along with a input selector here, so we can select and choose how much NFTs we want to claim. So we'll build that component here next. Just come back to my app here, come back to my code editor, and right under this claim supply section, we're going to create a div. This div here, we're going to give this here a class name. We'll give it some styling here. So we'll say flex row, item centered, justify center, and give it a margin on top and bottom of 4. So first thing we're going to do is give it a button. That is going to be our minus button. We'll create an input field here. This input is going to be of type text, and then we'll get a plus button right over there. So what we'll need to do up top here is to then create a state variable for our quantity. So we'll say here quantity, set quantity. By default, we're going to make this equal 1. Come back down here to our input. So again, it's going to be of type number actually. Sorry, not text. So type number. Value is going to be quantity. On change is going to set the quantity to the value of our input. And then we're going to give this some styling here. I'm just going to give it this styling right over here. Text center, border radius, some rounded edges, and then background and text color of black and white. So if we come back to our app real quick, you can see here we have our input field kind of coming along. We'll give some styling to our buttons really quick. So right here, we'll say minus button. We'll give it some styling. We'll give the plus button some of the same styling. There we go. So now we can give some functionality to those buttons. And under the minus button here, we're going to say on click, we're going to set the quality. And then we're going to say math max is going to be 1, quantity minus 1. So it doesn't go below 1. And then for the plus button, we're just going to say that it's going to be set the quantity to the quantity plus 1 here. So we come back to our app here. We can now toggle our input amount up and down, but we can't go below 1. 1 is going to be default here. And now that we have the quantity, the last thing we need to do is just add a mint button to be able to mint the NFT. So with thirdweb and our Connect SDK, we do have a UI component that allows you to execute transactions to a smart contract. And what we'll be using here is going to be the transaction button. So for this transaction button, what the transaction button is going to say is claim, but it'll also show the price of the claim amount. And that's where we're going to use the get price function that we created earlier. So on this button here, we're going to say, it's going to say claim NFT. And what we're going to show in some parentheses is going to be the price that the person is paying depending on the quantity that they are selecting. So we're going to say get price provided the quantity, and then we're going to say it's ETH because again, we deployed this on the ETH testnet. So just to show you an example here, there you go. It's going to say 0.1 ETH. As I increase this, it will change the value here. So user knows exactly how much they are going to be paying. Now what we need to do is provide what this transaction button is going to be doing. So we need to provide it with the transaction it is going to execute. And with that, we can provide it another extension from thirdweb. And this extension is going to be the claim2 extension, again, from our extensions ERC-721. And this claim2, we need to provide it with the contract that we're calling this function from, which is going to be our contract variable from above. We need to provide it with who we're sending this to. Now we can get the address or the wallet address of the connected wallet. If we come back up top here, we're going to create a variable called account. And we're going to use the use active account hook from thirdweb. This is going to return us back the connected wallet that we have. So when we come here, The two, to get the wallet address, we're going to say account.address. That will give us the wallet address. And then we want to provide it the quantity, which we'll just say is going to be the quantity that we have set in our input. But this needs to be a big int here. So we'll just make sure that this is as a big int of quantity. So that's going to be the transaction that the button executes. We can also set things like on click, on error, on transaction confirmed, and on transaction sent. We'll just do on transaction confirmed here, and we'll say async. This is going to then call or provide us an alert when this is done. So we'll just say alert NFT claimed. It'll also set the quantity back to 1 as the default. So once our transaction is confirmed and done, it'll give us an alert saying NFT has been claimed and then bring us back to our application. So now when I come back to my app here, we have our NFT claim button. Let's say I want to claim 2 NFTs. We'll click that. It should prompt us with a transaction here in our MetaMask wallet. You can see here, I am going to be paying 0.02 Sepolia ETH for 2 NFTs, token ID 0, token ID 1. We can hit confirm. We'll mint those NFTs. So we'll give it a bit. We should get the alert once they have been claimed. There you go. NFTs have been claimed. And then you can also see here, NFT supply increases and goes to 2. So again, I can claim 3. Claim. We get a transaction again. We're charged 0.3 Sepolia. Token IDs being claimed right over there and confirming. There you go. NFTs have been claimed and 5 has been claimed. So now if we take a look back at our contract on our dashboard here, if we look at our first 5 NFTs, token ID 0 to token ID 4, and we look at the owner, this is our wallet address right over here. Now these remaining ones haven't been claimed yet. And again, I can view all of these NFTs here. They all have the same metadata though, because we haven't revealed the actual metadata yet. We can also take a look at this contract here on an NFT marketplace. So I'm going to use OpenSea here as an example. Now OpenSea does have a testnet marketplace here. So because we have deployed this to the ETH testnet on Sepolia, we can search this contract address right over here. You can see if we click on that, it brings us to our NFT drop contract, our NFTs here. We can view it on the marketplace. And this is normally how marketplaces work. Once a contract has actual NFTs that have been minted and claimed from it, they'll normally automatically show up in popular NFT marketplaces that support the chain that you deployed your smart contract to. So in this case here, OpenSea detects our smart contract here. We have 5 NFTs here that have been claimed by my wallet. Again, they all have the same shared metadata. So let's just say, for an example, all your NFTs have been minted and you no longer have any NFTs left, and it's time to reveal the metadata of the NFTs. Let's come back to our contract here. And again, we have that reveal NFTs button. So we hit reveal NFTs. It's going to say, hey, which NFTs are we going to be revealing? That's going to be our placeholder NFTs that we uploaded earlier. And then we need to provide the password that we created when we added in the placeholder NFT. So let me just put in that password. And then we need to reveal NFTs. This is going to give us a transaction here. So we just need to confirm that transaction. And this is again going to reveal and change the metadata of each NFT to their associated metadata that we uploaded when we batch uploaded the metadata of the NFTs in the beginning. So once this is done, there you go. We updated it. And now all our NFTs have been updated to their corresponding metadatas. So now if I come back here, now this might not show up immediately in OpenSea. You can see here it takes some time. So you might need to come to an NFT, click on it, and then you might need to come up here and then refresh the metadata. OpenSea takes a little bit. Marketplaces sometimes just take a bit to retrieve that new metadata. But you can come back here, refresh slowly, but you can see that the NFTs are starting to appear here and their actual metadata is starting to show. The traits and everything here on like a marketplace like OpenSea are starting to categorize and everything as well. So we know that our NFT works. There you go. They're slowly appearing. Sometimes, again, this just takes some time for the marketplace to update the actual metadata of the NFTs once they're revealed. But there you have it. We built a full NFT project and collection, created our very own front-end application for users to be able to claim that NFT. And we showed you how to do everything step by step, from deploying the smart contract to prepping your NFT metadata to how do you do a delayed reveal, to building out a front-end application for, again, users to claim and mint your NFTs. But again, I hope you folks enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on more tutorial videos just like this. We'll drop some resources and everything down in the description below where you can learn even more about thirdweb and all the tools and features we have to offer. But if you need any support or you need any help, we'll also drop a link down in the description where you can open up a support ticket, and our support team will be happy to help you out and answer any of the questions you may have. But again, I hope you folks enjoyed this video, and until next time, see ya.